Hey, I'm Animesh.
And I'm Peter.
And yes, we're talking to India's very own fresh maal, death metal darlings, Dead Exaltation. Darlings because the band released a stellar debut album earlier this month, and it's something that deserves all the praise and your attention. We don't normally do this, so here goes. Get the album. It's called Despondent. Go to deadexaltation.bandcamp.com. Peter, worth a listen and a buy, right?
Oh, yeah. I was really happy to see some fresh death metal from India. And, well, of course, you see a lot of like brutal death metal and, bands kind of pushing the envelope. But this got a great storyline also to it. So you kind of stay engaged throughout the album.
All right, now there's plenty to talk about with band members Aditya Oak and Satyajit Gargori, including the tough year the bands had with the demise of founding member Mradul Singhal. Rest in power, Mradul. That being said, this one's a great chat. Let's fucking go.
Hi, Satyajit, Aditya. Welcome to Horns Up. How are you guys doing today?
Hi Peter, hi Animesh. Yeah, we are doing good. It's been quite a hectic month since the album promotions and like leading up to the album release. So and managing our work and the album. It's been very hectic, but yeah, it's been quite fruitful.
And in the different parts of the country, yeah. I mean, we all of us right now.
Yeah.
So you've heard two voices there, and of course it's an audio podcast, so we really don't our listeners don't really know how who's talking. So guys, can you just like introduce yourself so that our listeners know whose voice they'll be hearing?
Yes, sure.
All right.
Hi, I'm Satyajit, and I do vocals for Dead Exaltation, and I also write the lyrics and the 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 concept behind the and also wrote the concept behind the album Despondent.
Okay, just to prove that you do vocals, can you do a growl for us?
uh, no, please.
Oh, come on. Oh, come on. One dude, do it.
Hey, I'm not doing any growls or anything.
Okay, fine.
I can do
Fine.
I'll just do like something like there's a very big joke that goes around with around my this thing that apparently I do a lot of slam moves, slam dances and everything because yeah, I mean like I find slam very is like a fun thing. So
Yeah,
like
but it's an audio podcast, so we can't
yes,
see
yes.
that.
Yeah. So I whenever whenever there's a chance I just go on like and just start doing to every other places.
Okay, thank you so much for taking that on the shin and doing that for us. And of course, Aditya.
Yeah, so I am Aditya Oak and I do drums for the band The Exaltation. And that's it. That's for now. And
All right. So,
Satyajit and our ex-member Mradul, we all did the composing part together. And right now,
Okay.
that.
yeah. So, like you already said, we're speaking to you because of your debut album, Despondent, that released earlier this month. And, the album, like you mentioned, Satyajit, has got great reviews from around the world. So, how does it feel now that, the album is finally out?
It feels really great because like we have been working on this album since 2015 and I mean it all started with I was looking for members for my college band and I met Aditya and he invited me and I went on to meet Mradul, Shorjo and Anish, the other guys in the band, and it was like a very good connection and we ended up composing so many things, so many songs over the course of time, and now like releasing that music finally to everyone, it's like it feels really great that you know this music finally came out. And regarding reviews, I mean like we are really happy with with the reviews that we have got all around the world. I mean people have been pouring in and like they are like they have been sending us messages like how they're loving our album. And we have gained fans from Latin America, we've gained fans from US and so many other places that we have never thought of like we will reach. So yeah, I mean, it feels really great that the music is finally out and people are actually digging it. Yeah.
Awesome. Aditya?
Yeah, so this is the thing we have been working on since I mean long time. I mean, it was. I mean, I started as a prog drummer personally, and I never thought I would I would end up here playing death metal. All props to our ex-members. You have they have pushed me, and the response is like great. I'm really loving it all around the world. It's like as Satyajit mentioned, we have been getting responses from different areas of the world, and like it's the first record, and like to see that kind of stuff happening, it's like I'm really happy with whatever, like you already know, like it's very intense music. It takes time to get that stuff done, and when it's out and you finally get that, it's still, I mean, it's still reaching to people. So even we are hoping for to get more and more in the coming time.
Excellent. That's excellent to hear. Now, of course, the album wouldn't have been possible without Mridul. May he rest in power. And honestly, we don't mean to be rude, but this is sort of a toughish question. What did this album mean for Mridul? And now that it's released, what does the album mean for the both of you?
So this, I mean, Mradul, so Dead Exaltation is actually Mradul's first band in Pune. Okay,
Hmm.
and kind of like first band where he's making original music. And then afterwards he joined the other bands, like he joined Adamantium as a guitarist later on, few years later. Then he started Schwa, and then he joined Kill Count as a bassist. But this project has always been like the, like, what do you call it, like a child or something like that.
Hmm.
It has been
Yeah.
like it has been like our thing that, yeah, this is what we want to do. This is all our ideas are into this. And it was it's something. It means, it meant a lot to him. Like, it really meant a lot to him whenever. So there have been instances when, sometimes I'm doing something and I get an idea and I call him up and like, hey dude, I got this idea, we can do something around this. And probably, like, whenever we then meet in the next jam, he has come up with something or the other, like a riff or like certain idea to execute that concept. And is like, and he was always like, motivated enough to like write the most extreme music, more technical music for us, like for DE. So I
Hmm.
mean, like, this album was like his, like, it's like it meant everything to him. Like, so yeah. And now since the album is out, I mean, for both of us, I mean, for me also, this is my first band, and for Aditya also, this is his first band. And it's a very emotional thing to come like to understand, like,
Hmm.
it's been like 6 years we worked on it. So many things have happened. Two members left. We were on a like, we didn't do shows for a year, because I had some ear issues and everything. So like, there was so many things that have happened. But over the course of time, yeah, I mean, it's just that I'm glad that this record finally happened, and it's out. And it's sad that, Mradul is not here. And I don't know how, I mean, if he had been here, I don't know how this record would have sounded. But I'm sure, like, I hope, like, whatever we have done, it's like, it's justice to what he wanted. So yeah, I mean, so
That's
yeah,
such a
yeah.
wise answer. That's such a wise answer. So, Aditya, let me ask you this then. Should this album be viewed as a celebration of sorts?
Yeah, so like this, we together commonly had a dream to always, play music which is relentless and which is, the kind of influences which has come from old school. So releasing anything which comes near to that comes like a celebration, if it's even a jam or composing something new, or and with this, I only remember our past jams. I mean, like how we used to be together, and like it's very emotional for me to say it out. So
Excellent.
yeah, man, it's kind of, yes, I would call it a celebration because Mradul never wanted us to stop. He always wanted to celebrate death metals. That's what we commonly had a dream together, me, Satyajit, and Mradul together. I mean,
So this one's for you then, Satyajit. I mean, you said that you came up with the concept, right? Uh, Talk us through it. I mean, how did you guys hone it, bring it all together? Because it's three of you who kind of composed the album all together, right?
So basically, the thing was we were all in college. And I mean, I was in college. Aditya was in college, and Mradul was also in college. While the other two guys, Shorjo and Anish, who are the ex-members, they were working. And I mean, yeah, when you're in college, you kind of like want to write, like, oh, I want to write something brutal and come up with something very like mind-bending. Oh yeah. So yeah, I was at that point of time. I don't know how, but like I just wrote a song about a prison. And this song is called Fallacy. It's not there in the record. It's actually our first single that we released.
Yeah.
And so when I first met Aditya and Radul for the jam, we jammed on this song. And I felt like, okay, by the time meet, the next time we meet for a jam, I'll just come up with some lyrics for this. Okay, and I wrote that song, so the lyrics for that song, and we jammed well, and it sounded like, okay, this is a nice concept. I mean, like we can write about some prison brutality or something around like that. So I was like, okay, fine. So the next song that we started composing was In Pursuit of. And we were like, kind of like wrote another, like a similar prison theme base track, and we kind of like felt like, okay, this is a good concept to write about. Let's research on it. And then onwards, like we started composing more songs, and the theme elaborated. And Aditya, at one of the jams, Aditya suggested, okay, why don't we write about like what the warden thinks, and how what is his psychology and everything. So like, okay, fine, that's a good concept, that's a nice thing. So then we like elaborated the entire story, and we like, okay, let's divide this album into three parts. And like, let's talk about the first section in like what all happens in the prison, the second section as what is the psychology of the warden, and how he transformed into such a maniacal person. And the last would be like a person who escapes from the prison, and how detectives find them, and like what happens to them. So it's like, okay, fine. So that's how we started. So I started writing the lyrics and stuff. And while whenever I write the thing was, whenever we composing, we always I kind of wrote a story about it, and I used to communicate it to either Mradul or Shorjo. Mostly the songs that are there, it's like composed between the both of them. But the more technical songs, like the psychology, the transformation, and like the coerced, these are like entirely composed by Mradul. So yeah, I mean, whenever we used to write the concept, I used to tell them the story, and they used to come up with certain ideas, and we feel like, okay, yeah, this works well. So that's how we like wrote the entire album in general, like the lyrical concept, and how to match it with the music.
All right. So this one's for you, Aditya. I'd like to hear it from you. Uh, I watched videos of y'all on YouTube performing some of these songs live in 2017. Were there like any changes made to them while y'all were tracking later on in 2019? And how long have some of these songs been with the band?
So basically, yeah. So as Satyajit said, that the first song we composed was "Fallacy," which is not there in the album. So that song was, we discarded. Now it's available like an audio file. But after that, the songs went on like for the album. But yeah, for what your question is, that the song has been changed or not during the recording. Yes, we have made changes to the parts because Uh, till the recording the jam becomes more intense. We wanted to fix certain parts which were as they are, and we wanted to replicate it live, so to ensure that nothing is played in the album which does not match what we play to live. With that respect. So yeah, the parts have changed over a period of time, of course, because we're still searching for the best parts to come out. And I could use as we say that, yeah, it was a brainchild, so the child is definitely going to grow as per time. Yeah.
Wow, that's a great way to put it. So a lot of the album was recorded in Mridul's home studio, right?
Yes,
Yeah, so
yes.
basically, Mradul's home studio was the hub, but not for the drums.
Yeah.
So basically, I had a place in Pune, in
Hmm.
Hinjawadi. Have you been there? Anyone of you?
Yep,
I
yep,
don't know.
yep.
Okay, so basically, in my society, I had constructed a jam room,
Hmm.
kind of, you can say, jugaad kind of stuff. Uh, but over there, we recorded the drums. So we had a sound engineer from Anomaly Sound Design, Akash Sherpa. So he's a crazy guy, comes down from Siliguri to Pune just to record drum because he believes in his sound of, his own recording. So that's the moment, I felt that, man, this is the guy, the correct guy, the right guy to record the drums perfectly. And as the room was ready, the drums happened there. It happened on a Mapix kit. And the rest of the things like guitar, Nadul had recorded at his own place, basically at a setup.
Hmm.
And vocals, Satyajit, tell about the Almira, man.
Yeah, yeah. So, I mean, yeah, I'll just continue to this. So basically, the drums were recorded at Aditya's place, and the guitars were recorded at Mradul's home studio, and the bass as well. So, but like the vocals were very interesting. So, so I lived in Bombay during that time. So coming to Pune every weekend was not exactly like possible so much because it was hectic. So I took like a week in to work from Pune office, and what we used to do is we used to record after hours. Like late in the night around 9 o'clock, and the thing is Mradul's place was very quiet, and so we had like an SM57 mic with us, and so the best thing was that he had an almirah, and we used to open that almirah, and that t-shirts and all the clothes acted as a like a sound absorbing thing, sound booth. It that almirah thing became like a sound booth for us. So, and we were able to record that entire album, the vocals for the entire album in that itself. Like all the recordings were done in that thing. So I mean, like, it's not really a proper like going to the studio and recording, but like the entire recording was very crystal clear. So we felt like, okay, this sounds good. And our producer, Akash Sherpa, he also liked it. So like, yeah, okay, let's go ahead with this.
Hmm. Okay, so those must have been really fun and
He,
awesome memories, right?
yes, yes, yes.
What's the craziest story that you guys can share with us from those sessions? Like,
Uh,
it could be anything, even stuff like maybe ordering some
I
food
got
which inspired you to
something
suddenly perform
to
a blast beat or something. I don't know.
Man, the thing is, at my place, there was an AC which was, it was, off for its life. I mean, its job was done. It was, I never used to turn it on because the thing is that whenever I used to sweat, I used to like it for, playing drums and blast. So the thing is, the entire process of drum recording, which was like like it went for around 4 to 5 days, 4 days. So it all went on like for 4 to 6 hours without the AC, with me, Mradul, and Mr. Akash Shepa sitting in the room and sweating like anything. Like you can see a drum vlog on our YouTube channel. It's like very funny. Like it was. We have the best memories, with me, Mradul captured over there along with Mr. Akash. But this guy, Satyajit, was in Mumbai at that time. So he wasn't there. But this was one of the craziest time with the band. I mean, I never expected that, I'm going to record drums there in that humid area. Like if you would have come there, then you would have like, so, man, it's a furnace. And it was like that. I mean, totally closed, humid room. So
another
That makes good
that's what is
quality
wild.
death metal.
yes, another incident I would like to like to share. So this happened when we in the 2019 when we played in Delhi. So we played at this venue in Horse Khas. Okay, very funny thing. Okay, so so I have I'm brought up in Lucknow, okay, and I've seen and all seen all these marketplaces and all, and whenever I go to there, all these people outside the shops, they're like, hey, come to our shop for like to buy chappals, hey, come to our shop to buy this and all, okay. So I had a very different opinion about Hoskas. It will be like, okay, it will be like a cool place where, like, all these pubs and all are there. So the moment I went to Hoskas, they were like people who were like, hey, हमारे club में आइए, come to our club, hey, come to our club, we are playing Punjabi music. I was like, what is happening? This is like very uh, very
Yeah.
weird. This is
ओ
and
यार हौस खास एचकेवी में तो ऐसी चीजें ही होती हैं.
yes.
मेरे यहाँ पे आ जाओ.
and
Man, I'm telling you, I know exactly what you're talking because I've actually been there, just me and my wife, and I know exactly how things are there.
yeah, and it was so fun. And and the venue we were playing, it was around, I think it was on the third floor or fourth floor of that building, and that building was like full of venues itself. So the ground floor was playing what do you call ghazal music, okay, and the first floor is playing full Punjabi music, and the second floor was playing less electronics and all, and the third floor was playing metal, which was actually the loudest of all the three, of all the floors. So yeah, I mean, like, it's a very different thing. That first time we saw this kind of a thing, but then that was not the only thing that happened that night. We somehow managed, because the next day we had a show in Bombay, so we somehow managed to gather everything and went to the airport, and we got our flight tickets and boarding passes and everything, and we were heading towards our gate. And just like almost like 50 meters away from the gate, you have seen Delhi International Airport as these huge long walkulators and everything.
Extremely
Yeah,
long,
yeah,
man.
yeah.
It takes like ages sometimes.
Yes.
True.
So I was standing there and waving my hand like, okay, yeah, holding my boarding pass, and it just hit my leg and it fell into that walkulator, okay, like 50 meters away, and this is inside that. I'm like,
Ouch.
what the hell, man? Like, and we were the last guys to board the flight, and I was panicking. I'm like, oh my god, I have to do something. I ran up to them. They were like, okay, we'll stop the walkulator, we'll try to open it, and but they're like, "Oh, dude, you'll like waste 1 hour, just get me a new boarding pass." So we ran to this thing again, and it's Delhi airport, it's huge,
Yeah, yeah.
man, and had like so much luggage in my backpack, and I was like, okay, fine, let's try to do something. Somehow the flight was supposed to leave by, I think, 3:50, and I entered the flight at 3:45. And so it was like a very strange day, and like I was like totally panicking, but it happened.
And this when this guys as soon as he enters, me and Mradul were like total horns up in the flight. We don't care, like who is watching, whatever. But like this guy has made it. I thought that he's going to miss it. He's going to come tomorrow. I don't know how. And the thing is, we had a show in Bombay on the next day. We are damn scared, man. I mean, it's sort of scary moment. Like missing a gig is like disaster, man.
But I must add, I like how your memories of these gigs are all the travel and everything else, not like the crowd or Delhi was like this, Bombay crowd. It's all this other stuff that's there, right?
Yes, yes. I mean, Delhi crowd was mad. I mean, it just reminds me of the back in the day, 2015, Pune, this thing, when like how everyone, like all the college kids and everyone used to come, and Delhi was full of people who were, what do you call, like college kids and school kids, and the venue was packed with people moshing like anything. It was really fun, and it was a Friday night, and and in the entire lineup, like none of the bands were like very big bands. Like it was just four small bands.
Who
But yeah,
who what was the lineup for that show?
it was I think us Kill Count. There's a new band in Delhi called Gaia, and I'm forgetting the fourth name, but it's a modern progressive metal band. I think I can just, if I just search for it, it's
Varwan. Is it Varwan?
no, it was not War One. It
Was it
was
Decibel?
no.
Oh
It's
no.
It was Chronic something.
Chronic Legion. Yeah, I know them. Delhi
Yes,
guys.
yes, yes, yes. Chronic
Yeah,
Legion. Yeah.
Chronic Legion. I know them. But yeah, we've talked quite a bit about Despondent. Let's play a track of it. Now,
Yes.
since it's both of you, I think you'll have to, do your rock, paper, scissors or something. Which
Mhm.
song should we play from the album and why?
I've
Hmm.
already made an opinion in pursuit of that.
Yes.
because because during the album recording process, the drumming in that song went so intense. Everything is intense only, but I changed the drum parts in the end. I mean, how they should be, and it turned out like during the mixing, I was like blown off. What the heck kind of track is coming out?
Did
So
you believe, like, were you like, oh my God, ये मैंने बजाया?
ये होता है. I
Where
mean,
is my
this is
third
like
leg?
so that is the thing you get to think for yourself when you listen to your record after after mixing like stage after 2-3 months you listen to it, you forget things about recording process, and you kind of it's like kind of frustrating also sometimes because you have to nail that part, get it done and all that, so you forget about that, and when you listen to the final output, my goodness, everything fades up.
Yeah,
That
I completely agree with you, man. I mean, especially when you have a good producer with you, you think you've done a really good take, and then you hear it back and it sounds like shit, and that just makes you want to like throw everything away. But then
yeah
once you're
man.
like finally done with everything, and yes, as you said, you listen to it a month later or 2 months later, and you're just like, holy shit, I did that. It's the best feeling. It's one of the best
Absolutely.
feelings ever.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Another fun fact about In Pursuit of, so we change it was called like it has a different name, and we changed that name to In Pursuit of just before we were finalizing the booklet for the CD. You were like, hey, this is, I mean, the track was called Traversing the Path of a Sarcophagic Maniac.
Wow,
So
full Nile influence, full
yes.
Nile influence.
So we were like, hey, I mean, it's all cool, but we named this track when we were all in college, and we're like, okay, let's shorten this, okay, because it's, first of all, it's crossing that entire frame where we are in the booklet, okay, first of all that, and secondly, I mean, like, okay, it's cool, but like, let's just change it, because I mean, it sounds very like, yeah, we are college kids and we want to be brutal, and we want to
Yeah.
be
Now that
very.
you're saying this, right? I was also thinking of like if you have to do the song live and you
Mhm.
like typically you have at death metal gigs like the frontman, the vocalist like
Mhm.
growling the entire thing, like how you need like a couple of breaths to do it or something like that.
Yes.
Yeah,
So even
big name, no?
even the title track, the Despondent, that was also called a different. It was called Within the Savage
Within the
Territory.
Savage, yeah.
Within the Savage Territory, and we were like, okay, fine, but Despondent sounds cooler. Let's change it, because and it fits well. So that's why.
Okay, so Satyajit, do you want to introduce In Pursuit of in the manner you would introduce it as a gig?
This song is called.
Okay, chalo. Now, Satyajit and Aditya, let's have some fun. Let's talk
Yes.
just death metal in general. Okay. Uh, how did the two of you get into death metal? And Aditya, why don't you begin this one?
Okay, sure. So, like I said, like I started with dream theaterish kind of music. Like me and Mradul used to play that. Like somewhere there is a start. I used to find that interesting. Big time fan of Mike Portnoy and all that at that time. So like we started like around 2014. But we both were searching for bands in Pune, and we used to listen to some like bands like this Death, Cryptopsy, and all that. I mean, we used to only listen, but just dream of playing because at that time we were all learning. Not just like okay, this band plays this kind of blast. It's at this BPM. Okay, I'm playing at this BPM. Not like that. So yeah, so we met Shorjo and Anish. Like these were the two members who left the band in the midst. So these guys were into death metal. So these guys came across my name, which was suggested by an organizer because apparently I told him that I was searching for a band or guitarist with whom I can jam. So they connected to me in that way, and I got introduced to their riffs, and I was like, "Oh man, this sounds something very kick-ass." Then then I got to know what they're expecting from me. Like I used to be a like groovy kind of player, like groove metal or progressive and all that. Then they told me to their influences basically. So I started listening to bands like Nile, Cryptopsy, then Death, and then old school and all bands and all that. So then this blast beat ka jo kida hai, it came into me like, oh fuck that this sounds so good when played nicely. So from there, I picked up death metal. And meanwhile, we four were there together. Mradul also gelled with the band as he's a phenomenal solo player and this Shorjo. He was a rhythm guitarist. So he's also played solo, but he's a very good rhythm guitarist. I mean, that's how they fitted into their roles in the band. Uh, so yeah, so we all gelled together, and that's how the death metal thing started with me and this guy, Satyajit, was already listening to death metal and screaming in his hostel rooms and creating a ruckus. So uh, this boy, we met him. I met him into it for a different jam where he was looking for a drummer apparently. So we all were searching for to get into the music stuff in like what is the Pune scene, and yeah, we all were in Pune. So I met him, but that band couldn't work out. So yeah, so this Satyajit, I told him that come on, let's jam. I mean, you do growls and all. So he also seemed frustrated, man. We needed a frustrated person in the band. Like do the fucking job of a vocalist.
I
So
love. I for the first time I've heard frustrated in a very like positive way.
I mean, yeah, death metal, if you don't have your, anus choked by shit which is not coming out, then that's the real kind of frustration we were looking in the vocalist. And this guy, I mean, fucking delivered it. I mean, all the hostel room ruckus, it all, ended up so well. So, yeah, so we grew together. I mean, death metal was all the thing which happened to us together. And we used to have night sessions and all about you. Bhai tune ye band sunai kya, wo band sunai kya. Crazy sessions till 3 a.m. Like Anish was a maniac. I mean, he used to like every time he used to introduce us to a new band. He was like very crazy about it. So we used to listen to more stuff and we can do like this, like that. We can cover this, cover that.
So
So
I don't know. I don't
yeah.
know about you, Satyajit or Aditya, but in India, right, there was this entire period where there were a lot of like engineering school, I mean, engineering college students like into death metal and all. And I
Mhm.
attribute, DC plus plus for the reason people got into many bands. So is that true with both of you?
For me, I don't. So I got into death metal in a very different way. I mean, uh, I started listening to like basics, like Metallica, Iron Maiden, and all. And then out of nowhere, I saw this movie, Metal: A Headbanger's Journey, and I was like, okay. And then they were talking about Cannibal Corpse, and like, hey, this is cool. And this is about like when I was in, I think, standard 11. Okay, and I was like, okay, this is nice. I want to check it out. And then I started listening to their record, which has the Hammer Smash Face song. And I was like, okay, this is something weird. I don't like it. And I was like, okay, fine. And then I started listening to the other bands, and I came across None So Wild by Cryptopsy. And I was
Oh
like,
man.
what the hell is this record, man? And then I started exploring more and more and more, and came across few more bands. Like we start listening to Cattle Decapitation and all. So, and slowly more like Suffocation, Morbid Angel, Immolation, Incantation. We started like getting more into the stuff, because it was like, okay, this sounds evil and this sounds like really cool. I mean, like, yeah, we were all kids back during that time. So yeah. And coming to that college thing, I mean, when we were in colleges, I think it was at a time when the college students were still, ready to explore and get into new music. I mean, like, people were still ready to okay, try out newer stuff. I mean, this thing that we have seen lately in the Pune metal scene is like, now college students are no more interested in metal. So yeah, and that is why, like, the gig number of people coming to our shows have also dropped. But yeah,
The
I mean,
frustration has like reduced, huh?
I mean, like, it was not really frustration. It was like, yeah, I mean, like, you are living in a hostel in a room with three other people. It's kind of difficult, right? It's not
Yeah,
very
yeah,
easy to go about it. So yeah, I mean, it's okay.
Yeah, death
right.
metal is a great place to just release kunnas, no?
Yeah,
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 and nobody
totally.
would understand. That's the best thing.
But I have to ask you this also. I mean, considering we're all grew up in Indian conservative families mostly, right? I mean, metal and particularly death metal has like a bad reputation. So,
Yes.
if I may ask this,
Mhm.
have your parents heard your music, and what do they think of it?
Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
mean,
So
yeah. Aditya,
yeah.
go ahead.
So basically, my parents. Yeah. So I was a rebel at that time because my parents never supported for music and stuff, because they were obviously parents never knew what happened in music and what is the scene, how it's going to grow, and what is this person going to do in that field. Okay. So now, as of now, if I teach any kid a drum lesson or if I'm taking a session, his parents are open, do whatever you want. But at that time, like, based on society, what others will think, then um, कितना लंबा बाल है and उसको काटने का कैसे है. I mean, these were the things which parents used to think about. And for the same thing, I came to Pune. I mean, it was not kind of I fought with my parents or something, but it's just like I told them that okay, I'm going for some education stuff, but in my mind, I came here for music. So that's how I channelize this stuff in a positive way in our kind of society. So now they are like completely fine because now they know that what stuff is happening slowly and steadily. So this is the thing happens in India, man. It's very common. Like you don't directly get support from your family for your musical stuff. So either you have to convince them or prove to them that you have done something.
What about you, Satyajit?
Yeah. So yeah, my mom has heard that entire album, and she and my aunt, they were all listening and like, yeah, oh nice, this is, I like the guitars, I like this thing, drums very fast, I didn't understand what you were singing, but it's very good, very nice. I'm like, yeah, they are they are fine with it. Oh, that's a fun thing. All the merch that we have, I've been it's shipping from my place. Okay, so all the CDs and T-shirts and everything came at my place, and I showed her like, okay, this is our album, this is our album cover and all, and she was like, "Ah, theek hai, okay. Tomorrow you put it up in the this thing, जो घर का this thing is there, the mandir."
Showcase. Un
No,
mandir.
no, yeah, yeah. It's
Wow.
like, just like a get a blessing and all. Like, okay, you really don't
For all
understand
for all
this.
international listeners, mandir
Yes,
is temple,
Yeah.
yes. So it's
the
like,
place of
okay,
worship.
fine. Yeah. So it's like, oh no, no, I'm not doing this. Okay, but yeah, I mean, like, I mean, uh, my mom never had a like this thing. I mean, I had like long hair, long beard, and she was like, yeah, okay, fine. grow it. If you want to cut it, cut it. No, doesn't matter. Okay, go ahead. Yeah, even my brothers and sister, brother and sister, they're also fine with everything. So it's
Wow.
like yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
like you
man,
do
it's hair.
whatever you
It'll
want.
grow back,
Yeah.
even if you cut
Yeah.
it.
Yes.
Wow. So
Yeah.
that's really awesome to hear. I mean, both your stories. But you know, at this moment, I must ask, like, what does the future hold for Dead Exaltation? I mean, do you all have any plans?
So who is
We
going to speak first?
two. Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, so for the future dead exaltation plans, there is much going on in the pipeline already. So it's like not like that we are going to reveal everything, but we can just say one thing that the band won't be stopping, because that's what me, Mradul, and Satyajit had a dream together, that the music shouldn't stop. Right. So me and Satyajit are very dedicated toward what music we create, and with respect to that, we are going to continue our journey in future, and definitely you guys will come to know that what's going to happen, and as you know, we all follow each other. So just we are not going to reveal anything. So everything in the pipeline is what I have to say.
It's
Anything
it's
else, Satyajit,
actually
you
it's
want to add?
actually not it's actually not like confirmed. Anything is confirmed yet. But like yeah, I mean yeah, we would like to continue. We would like to go ahead and make like keep it going, because if not, then it's there are multiple albums that release over the years. Okay, people will forget it, but like it's
But then why even
if
one album? No, then
yes,
why even
yes,
it was
yes, yes.
not going to
No, no,
continue? Then the
I'm
one
just
thought
saying.
comes now.
Yes, so that's what I'm saying. Like people will forget it if we don't do anything about it. So yeah, I mean things are in pipeline. It's not anything is confirmed yet, but yeah, hopefully in the coming few months we could do something about it. Let's see. Yeah, I mean it's a very tough time right now. I mean people things have opened up, but hey, it's not fully safe yet. Okay, people like we are seeing gigs happening here and there, but we have seen the videos. It's so like packed and everything, and we don't want to you know hurt and be responsible like for somebody like if they end up catching the virus or something like that. So like yeah, I mean we just want the safety for everyone. So yeah, hopefully in the coming few months, let's see how it goes. I mean yeah, we that's about it. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Mhm.
Awesome. Thanks so much, guys. I mean, it's been great talking to you all and hearing about the album. I was really happy to hear the album and just the sound overall. I mean, it's been a while since we heard such death metal coming out of India.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Peter. Thank you so much, Animesh.
Thanks to both of you, man. Really means a lot to both of us, and of course to Mradul.
Thank you guys for sparing some time out and chatting with us.
Thank you for
Thank-
calling us. I mean like this was really fun. Yes.
Absolutely.
Oh, that sweet, sweet, youthful energy. Here's wishing Dead Exaltation all the best for whatever it is they choose to do. And just to egg them on, let's add some pressure. Boys, you've put the world on notice, and now you've got more eyes on you than you know it.
Yeah, totally, man. I'm really glad that we got them on, and I completely agree with you on the sweet youth. It kind of took me back like decades.
Know of some fresh mal or fresh metal that absolutely deserves to be heard? Write into us. Let us know. We are at honsapod.com or catch us on the Twitter machine. We are at honsapod. I'm at Asmawani.
And I'm a trend crusher.
This is Horns Up.
Horns up, guys.